the fully illustrated Bible, now available on Amazon. Link in the description.
Matthew chapter 16. And the Pharisees and Sadducees came to him, testing him, and begged him to show them a sign from heaven. But he answered and said to them, In the evening you say, It will be fine weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be stormy today, the sky is red and gloomy. So you know how to judge the appearance of the sky, and yet you cannot discern the signs of the times? An evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. So he left them and went away. And when his disciples went across the lake, they had forgotten to take bread. He said to them, Take care and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees. But they reasoned among themselves, saying, Because we have brought no bread. And when Jesus perceived it, he said, O you of little faith, why think you that you have no bread? Do you not yet understand? And do you not remember the 5 loaves for 5,000 men, and how many baskets you took up? And not the 7 loaves for the 4,000 men, and how many baskets did you take up? Why do you not understand that I did not say to you concerning bread, Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees? Then they understood that he had not told them to beware of the leaven of bread, but of the teaching of the Pharisees and Sadducees. And Jesus came into the region of Caesarea, and asked his disciples, saying, Who do men say that the Son of Man is? And they said, Some say John the Baptist, some Elijah, and some Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. Jesus said to them, But who do you say I am? Simon Peter answered and said, You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed this unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. And I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then he commanded his disciples not to tell anyone that he was Jesus, the Christ. From that time, Jesus began to show his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem and suffer many things from the elders and scribes and chief priests, and be killed, and on the 3rd day rise again. And Peter took him aside and rebuked him, saying, Lord, far be it from you. It will not happen to you. He turned and said to Peter, Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me, because you are not thinking about the things of God, but about the things of man. Then Jesus said to his disciples, If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man is coming in the glory of his Father with his angels. And then he will reward each one according to his works. Amen, I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Matthew chapter 17. And after 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter and James and John his brother, and led them up into a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as snow. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, and talked with them. And Peter answered and said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you are willing, let us make 3 tabernacles here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. And while he was yet speaking, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." And when the disciples heard this, they fell on their faces and were exceedingly afraid. And when they lifted up their eyes, they saw no one but Jesus only. And as they came down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying, "Tell no man the vision, until the Son of Man be risen from the dead." And his disciples asked him, saying, "Why then say the scribes that Elias must first come?" But he answered and said to them, "Elijah will come and restore all things. But I say to you that Elijah has already come, and they did not recognize him, but did to him whatever they pleased. Even so, the Son of Man will also suffer at their hands." Then the disciples understood that he had spoken to them about John the Baptist. And when he came to the multitude, a man came and knelt before him and said, "Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is sick of the mind and suffers greatly. For often he falls into the fire, and often into water. And I brought him to your disciples, and they could not heal him." Jesus answered and said, "O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him to me." And Jesus rebuked him, and the devil came out of him, and from that hour the child was healed. Then the disciples came to Jesus secretly and asked, "Why could we not cast it out?" Jesus said to them, "Because of your unbelief. For truly I tell you, if your faith is as small as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, 'Move from here to here,' and it will be moved, and nothing will be impossible for you. But this kind can only be driven out by prayer and fasting." And as they were still together in Galilee, Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man is about to be betrayed into the hands of men, and they will kill him, and on the third day he will rise again." And they were greatly troubled. And when they came to Capernaum, those who received the 2 drachma temple tax came to Peter and asked him, "Doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax?" He said, "Yes." And when he entered the house, Jesus intercepted him and asked, "What do you think, Simon? From whom do the kings of the earth collect taxes and tribute? From their own children or from strangers?" And he said, "From strangers." Jesus said to him, "Then the children are free. But lest we offend them, go to the sea and cast a hook, and take the first fish that comes up. When you open its mouth, you will find a piece of gold. Take that and give it to them for you and me."